Welcome to Posca Wednesdays. Every week I show up to this sketchbook and build a world, one page at a time. You name the life in it, and I sketch it into existence. Let's begin. Last week we finished off with introducing our shark friend. We drew some water and the surface of the water up here above this dolphin. This week I want to draw a crab, probably somewhere down in here. We're going to start introducing a few more critters. And how I'm looking at this is that the dolphin is speaking with these critters all down here, alarming them and alerting them that there is a predator, the Mr. Shark, the big bad shark is in the water. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm sketching in a 90-pound XL mixed media Canson paper, 9 by 12. This tends to hold the Posca pen really well. Posca pen can be pretty liquid, a lot of liquid. It's acrylic ink, so but it seems to hold it pretty well. So I'm enjoying that. First thing we're gonna do is pull out a sketchbook. What I want to do, well, let's draw our crab first. I have a reference photo over here that I'm going to work from. And we're going to draw ourselves a little crab in here. I'm just going to draw shapes, try to get the body anatomy down. Here. This is the front of our crab. I'm going to move these pens up a little bit because not a lot of room. This is all a work in progress, so we'll probably change the piles of these pens as we move through this. I might even get something to be able to house the pen specifically. But for now, this is what we got, and this is what we're working with. So now here's the body of the crab I'm seeing. We're going to start getting the claws in there. I draw really light again, so that, and I say this every week, but I'll say it again. I draw really light with a graphite pencil so that Posca pen doesn't have any issues going over it. Because after I rough sketch this in, I'm going to come in with the kneaded eraser and erase it. So before I go over it with Posca pen. I'll just sort of relax here and get into drawing mode. Let my mind melt into the image, into what we're trying to accomplish here. Just a small crab. There's crabs in the ocean, right? Lots of crabs, and I thought that it was a pretty good idea to put a crab in here. So let's work on these legs. It looks like there's a few joints. So I use little shapes here to create the joints of the claws as I'm seeing them. How was your guys' week? How was your weekend? Bill and I's was quiet. It was rainy again, so we didn't do a whole lot. It's how it goes sometimes. Get our kneaded eraser out here. We'll adjust this stuff as we go. Maybe I want this leg to be doing something. Oops. I want this leg to be doing something a little different here. So I'm actually going to have it come down this way. Well, these shapes don't have to be perfect or exact. They just need to make sense. Give you a good little reference of you know, where to start at. So, all right, we'll get this side in here. Well, it looks like that's going to be the big claw. You know, the big claw. Crabs tend to have one giant claw and one little tiny arm here. So, if anybody knows why that is, let us know in the comments. Why do crabs have one large claw and one small claw? Why is that? Is there a reason for that? Seems like usually there is. Usually there's a good reason for stuff like that, you know, in nature to have certain anatomy a certain way. All right. Here, we'll start putting in this big claw. There's a big old claw there. Right. Here we'll put in his little beady eyes. I want to make sure. This line is pretty copacetic with where our claws are, because that's where our claws are going to be. Put in his little eyes. Then we'll start adding these little claws here. Just one section at a time. We don't have to be precise on any of this. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not going for perfection. We're going for something that makes sense. That's understandable when we look at it at first glance. Right. It doesn't have to be photorealism. It just needs to make sense. This dolphin's talking to this crab saying, hey, there's a shark up here. Be careful. Now, I don't know if sharks eat crabs, so I have no idea about that. If you know, let us know in the comment section. If you're drawing along, let us know what you're drawing. What are you working with? What medium are you playing with? I like to know those kinds of things. I like to know what people's up to. I'm not being nosy. I'm just being neighborly. Get a little bit of that texture into the crab there. So these kind of seem like about like this. A little bit of something going on there. We have some texture there in the crab there. And all this stuff can come out when we're coming in with Posca pens too. I'm just trying to get in some relative texture that I'm seeing here. About like that, little crab. This claw needs to be a little bigger, I think. Okay, and now we'll come in and we'll just erase some of this stuff. It doesn't have to be all erased, just a little bit. That's what I'm going to do now, is take the shapes that we got and get it as close as I can here to my reference photo. I can still see, there's barely on the paper, the lines. So it'll allow me to come back over it, you know. Just kind of work in the details a little more before I come in with a Posca pen. Let me get rid of this front part of the crab there. It seems like this is his eyes. Those are his eyes. So there's just a crab has a lot of detail here in the shell. I mean, there's a lot of ridges in this shell here. About like that. I think I'm comfortable with that. Again, I'm just gonna, you can even just go like that with the kneaded eraser. You don't have to erase it. Just faint, you know, faint tapping on it. So there's one claw. Here comes another claw. And then the big one. Kind of seems like this guy's got a big old claw. I wonder what he uses those claws for if he's catching fish with it. Maybe he's a predator. I think they're all predators, right? One way or the other. I mean, they're all gonna eat each other at one point or another, right? Yeah, we got a little texture here. I use dots like this for some of my shading, just to kind of give it a little texture. You know, so when I come in with the Posca pen, I really get a good idea of how I wanted to do that. So, all right. And these are gonna be about like those. These legs look just a slight bit different. That claw looks like it's behind that one a little bit, so we'll leave it about like that. If you're drawing something, how's it making you feel? Is it making you feel good that you're doing something with your art? That's all that really matters. If it makes you feel good, it doesn't have to wow everybody. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to make you feel good, right? That's why we draw, to feel good. That's the friendship that we have with art. Is how it makes us feel. Right? It's important. It's important to have that sort of relationship with art. Because if art doesn't make you feel good, then it's not really worth doing. It's more of a hassle, more of a nuisance, more of something you have to show up for when when it doesn't really make you feel that great. So sometimes it's not worth doing if it doesn't make you feel good. At least that's how I am with things. I don't like to do things that make me feel icky, or make me feel stressed out. And art doesn't do that to me. Nope, it does not do that to me. Not really. He's got a little tiny claw there on the left arm. I'll just draw these legs out, and then we'll get to coloring, okay? Sometimes a sketch is just as important. That way you get a good idea of what you're looking at here. And this is how I see the little claws forming there at the end. They're on the crab. They have joints in the legs. So I suspect that that's for movement, so they can crawl really fast to get away from Mr. Shark or to catch their food. I'm not going to spend too much time in detailing leg land. I'm just going to get something in there. And to me, I think that looks fine. I think we're good right there. Got some bulbous eyes, that's for sure. And this little critter, he's a little closer to us than the dolphin and the shark and stuff. So you're gonna see him a little bigger over here, right? When you got a name for this crab, let us know down in the comments and put in your bid. See if you can get it and see if you get the name. I think we're just gonna limit the names to one person. If you win the name in one of them, then that's gonna be it. You know, I can't let people name every critter in the book. That probably wouldn't. That just don't sit well with me. So one name, one person. If you win, then that's it. So probably advantageous to try every time. So, and if we don't have enough people participating, if one person names a critter, from last week or this week or the next week and gets it at the end of this sketch, then that's the critter they get the credit for that name. And whatever else is left, I'll name them. So it just has to be that way. Okay, let's go in and let's do some drawing. I'm gonna leave this sketch about like that, and I want to try to get some rocks up here real quick, just to get a little bit of this, because I'm not sure how it's going to work out if I try to do it later. So let me get some rocks going here, huh? So I'm going to come in with a solid gray first. And just quickly sketch what would look like what he's climbing on and moving around on and stuff. We'll draw on the rocks, but there's actually going to be more stuff going in here. So there's going to be plant life and all kinds of stuff. But for now, we're just going to get the rock formations in here. Just a rough one. Just a rough sketch of something going on here. All right. Not quite sure what that was. Okay. And we'll go in with the black. Where's our black Posca pen at? I like to use a little tiny one for the line art. Now that I got that kind of going, it gives me a good reference of where this critter's at and what he's going to be doing and all that. So we can confidently go in here and do a little bit of this line art of our crab. And we'll get as far as we can here for this session. We don't need to finish a bunch of scenery. I'd like to get the critter done. But we're not too concerned with finishing the picture today, okay? We'll come back next week and visit it then. And we'll just keep building it until we're done, one page at a time, every Wednesday. I ink the stuff into existence and you guys name it. I like that motto. It's a good motto. Bella approves. Bella says, yeah, Dad, that's good. Yeah, I think by just limiting one name per person, it keeps it from having one person name everything in the book. So I don't know how long it's going to take before people feel comfortable enough with commenting names in the comment section. So I thought about it and I was thinking, yeah, I don't know about that. So yeah, that's why we're gonna change our tune a little bit on that. And we're learning as we go, so it's not nothing's really completely set in stone. What is set in stone is this series. I'm coming back here every Wednesday and doing this. And once we're done with this sketchbook, we're going to go into another medium, whether it's watercolor or something else. Sometimes I like to just do things that I haven't never done before. So, like, I've never worked in watercolor. I mean, I have when I was a kid. I played with it a couple times, but I was never really into color when I was a kid, so I didn't catch the concept of it. But as we get older, I like to try new things. And watercolor is going to be one of those. Watercolor is definitely going to be one of those. I just like how you can layer it. I like anything you can layer like that. I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. All right. Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to see what you guys name this crab. Yeah. Be fun. Crab shells are really rigid. They're really hard, really tough. I've ate crab a lot, especially being over here, in Oregon. We have, the coast isn't too far away, so it's hours. It's probably 4 or 5 hour drive, maybe. So it's not real far. He gives little beady eyes in there. That's a good thing about this size nib. So you can really do some small line work. If I was trying to do that with a larger brush style nib, then it could be a little more difficult. So yeah, we'll attempt to get this. We'll get the crab done, and now that we got the rock formation set there, we could we know which direction we're going now with all that. So I see another rock formation jutting out this way, separating these two. So, but that is down the road. So as I'm drawing, when I place characters in here, I don't necessarily know exactly what the image is going to look like, but I can get a rough idea after, you know, the fact as I'm going along. It's not a science. It's not a perfect science, but it's something. Okay, I'll get a few dots in here just for texture on the claws. I see those dots in the claws. Maybe a little bit on this one. It's a little bigger of a claw than the rest of the legs. You can just a couple little dots. Don't have to go too heavy on it. Not down on these lower legs. It's fine. I'm going to have that sort of just disappear there into the rendition of the critter. So this is coming over a little bit like that. There. Okay. I'm happy with that. So now we're gonna go ahead and get some color into him. He's a little more orange than and this is gonna be a vibrant orange, so but let's go with it. And always come back over it with the lighter color here. Bella's sleeping. She had her breakfast. She always knocks out after breakfast. She's timed out. She is routine. I got her routine down. I know exactly how she operates. And she does me too. She knows how I operate. We're a good team. Yeah. I'm an animal lover. And she loves her dad, so we spend a lot of time together on adventures and going places. I don't like to leave her alone. I usually try to take her everywhere I go. I mean, there's exceptions to that, of course. Whether it's doctor's office or grocery shopping, you know, those kinds of things. But wherever I'm going, she generally goes. If I go on any kind of trips or anything, which I don't do too often, she will come with me. I don't go visit anybody. I don't really have anybody on my friends list like that. I am an introverted person, and I enjoy my own privacy and space. It's one of those things about me that keeps me grounded and keeps me doing what I enjoy doing and creating. So they're all important things. All important things to me to stay grounded and moving forward in what I enjoy doing. I'm really liking this orange because it's actually not covering the black, which is nice because I don't want it to. Not really. And if you go into it fast enough, like we're doing, the black is dried, but I'm noticing that it is giving it a little bit of a smear, so that's kind of a happy accident there on those smaller claws. Yeah, we'll get this guy colored in here, and then we'll retire until next week. I'll catch you guys on Wednesday. Meet you guys right where you're at. I am moving my videos to a later time, so I usually post at 9 a.m. But I'm gonna start posting later, around 4:30. So hope that works for you guys. That way, people, when they get off of work, they can relax, have some time to relax and all that kind of stuff before they come check out a Posca Wednesday video with Bella and I. We want you to have full bellies. Also, check out the quizzes. I've been putting quizzes in here. I felt that was a cool little addition that the YouTube allows to do, and I think it's pretty cool. So we're gonna come in here. And we're gonna leave a little bit of a highlight, just like that. That looks, to me, that looks good. I'm not gonna trace everything. I'm just gonna be really mindful of this. This critter had a little more detail than some of our other buddies in the image right now, so this guy took a little longer. Reestablish some of those dots since we went over them. But I think, guys, this is gonna do it. If we need to add more color to any of these critters next week, we'll do it as we move along. But for this week, we have a crab, and I need you guys to name it. So leave the names down in the comment section, and we'll take note of that. One last quick thing before we go. I just want to come through here, right on the edge of this. Right on the edge of this crab. Just spend a minute right here. We don't need to outline the whole thing, but just that outer edge, just to kind of give it that two-tone color from that orange. Give it a rest from that orange, right? But till next week, guys, that's it. Peace. Have a good weekend.